Hey guys, so for today's video, I did a full face of makeup using all of the products that are in my current project pan. I thought this would be fun so you can see all the products that I'm trying to finish up or hit some kind of goal on in use because I do genuinely love all these products as well. I did also do this simple eye look using the powder face products in my project pan to kind of show you how to get a simple eye look using a bronzer and highlighter. If you want to check out my introduction video to my project pan, I will link that down below for you, but let's get started with this makeup look. I'm actually going to start with eyebrows, and this first product is not in my project pan, but I do use it every single time I do my brows, and that is the NYX Brow Glue. So I like to messily run this throughout my brows, and then I brush them upwards. And then I take a spoolie that I kind of bend to the side, and I push my brow hairs up and out just to get them to lay nice and flat. And this might look a little crazy at first, but they will calm down quite a bit. This was a product I didn't feel like I needed to put in my project pan because I use it every single day no matter what. So like I've already gone through 2 tubes of this. It is hands down my favorite clear brow gel I have ever used. So then I like to use my fingers and also just get these brows laminated to my face. I'm gonna let that dry for a second. Now I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced Hangover Primer. My skin is feeling pretty dry today, so excited to use this. Now I'm gonna let that primer sit on my skin for a minute. I'm gonna go back to my brows and use my Kosas brow pencil that is in my project pan. And with this, all I do is just lightly fill in like kind of the under part of my brow, just because I want kind of like a nice straight line here. I really don't do much filling in, so we'll see how long it actually takes me to finish up this brow pencil. Because it's not like I'm using a lot of product every time I do my brows. I'm really just using like a tiny bit. And then I do like to go in with my NYX brow pen. Again, this item isn't in my project pan, but I use it every day no matter what. And I just like to add a few strokes in at the tail of my eyebrow. Alright, and that is it for my brows. So I do have 2 foundations in my project pan. I have the Urban Decay Hydromaniac in the NARS Sheer Glow. I am very pale today, so I'm going to use my Hydromaniac. This still might be like a little bit... Oops. Oh, I just went on my boobs. Oh my gosh. Pick that up on a brush. Like I was saying, the shade might still be a little bit too deep for me, but I'm hoping that I can kind of lighten things up with my concealer. So I like to just kind of dot it on my face and then sloppily brush it around with my Sigma F76. Yeah, it's a little bit dark on me, you can kind of tell. We'll definitely bring this down my neck. So once that's mostly blended in, I'll go in with my sponge and really just soften everything out. And this will also help to pick up any excess product that is sitting on my face. I did just give myself a little haircut this morning, so I keep finding a bunch of like little hairs all over my face. Okay, my face is definitely not gonna match my body and my hands today, so we're just gonna have to deal with that. Now I'm gonna go in with my Sigma Under Eye Color Corrector. So what I did the other day is I took a little scraper like this and I scraped out the product in both pans and then I mixed the 2 shades together and then I tried to put it back in this pan just because I was really like scraping the edges of the product to get it out and it was just kind of annoying and frustrating. So now I have all the product built up right there and it's like extra creamy now that I did that. Like I only need a tiny bit, but I think this will help me to finish this up. So I'm just applying that under my eyes. It was so sweet. Sigma sent me a package the other day with 2 backups of this because they're like, we saw you were running low, and I already have a backup of that, so I did give one to my mom because she's been really wanting to try it herself. And then for concealers in my project pan, I have both of my NARS Soft Matte concealers, and I'm going to use my lighter one today in the shade Vanilla. And I'm just going to apply that on any blemishes that are still peeking through, which is quite a bit, but that's okay. Some days I won't even wear like any kind of tinted moisturizer or foundation and just go in with this concealer on my little spots. And I just love the coverage it gives and how it just smooths my face out. This really is my favorite, like full coverage spot concealer. It's amazing. This will also help to lighten up the tinted moisturizer just a tad. Now going in with my Rare Beauty spray before I blend everything out. And now I'm blending with my Sigma F64. Now I'm going to go in with my Rare Beauty blush in Nearly Neutral. This is showing up like super pigmented on me, especially because I'm like extra fair today. I'm just taking like a little break from self-tanning for a minute. So I like to apply this like literally all over my cheeks. I feel like this blush is definitely bringing some life back into my face. All right, now this product is not in my project pan, but it is in my current Shop My Stash. It is the Makeup Revolution Cream Bronzer. I have a powder bronzer in my project pan, but not a cream one. Maybe that'll be something I roll into the project, like once I finish up something in my project pan or hit my goal or whatever. So add a tiny bit to my cheeks. I don't want to look too bronzy. And blending over everything with my sponge. Now for my under eye concealer, I'm going to use my Anastasia Magic Touch one. I do still have plenty of concealer in here. Someone in my comments said that they think this will be the hardest product to finish, and I think I agree with them. Sometimes I feel like the product is like separating in the tube though. See how it's like separating as I'm applying it, which is not normal. Like I don't know, it's weird. I'm going to blend that in with my sponge. And I'm also going to bring it onto my eyelid as well. And then before I set anything, I will add just a little bit more blush. Then I'm going to set my under eyes with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder. And I'm using a Sigma F35 for this. I'm also going to set my eyelid. And then I'm just going to lightly set the rest of my face with my Kosas Cloud Set Powder. Again, another item that's not in my project pan, but I actually don't have any powders in my project pan. This is just another product that I'm going to use every day, no matter what. All right, now that my whole face is set, I'm going to go in with my Hourglass Blush Quad. I think I'm just going to mix these two shades together. And I'm using a Sigma F12. And then bring some along my nose. And then I'm going to take a tiny bit of my Hourglass bronzer. I don't want too much because this is a little dark on me when I'm this fair, but mostly just on my forehead with this bronzer. And then for my highlighter, I did originally just put in the Rare Beauty highlighter in Exhilarate in my project pan, but I have also been using the shade Enlighten if I am paler, again like today. So this one is the more paler, kind of more white shade. So now these both kind of live in my project pan, but I'm going to take a little bit of this one and just go on my cheekbone. A little bit along my nose and on the top of my lip. And then as usual, I take my sponge and just kind of press everything in. Now I don't have any specific eyeshadow palettes in my project pan, so I'm going to show you how I use these face products as a little eye look. So I'm going to take a Sigma E35 and that bronzer. I just like to run that on the outer half of my eyelid, like my outer lid, all the way into my outer crease. And this just also gives me another way to use the bronzer to try to hit pan on it faster by using it in other ways than just on my face. So I'm just kind of building this up right out here. You guys know I kind of like to wing out my shadow. And then I'll bring it into my inner crease, but almost like right underneath my brow. So I'm leaving a big space open right here where I'm going to put one of the highlighter shades. Sometimes I even use the blush shades for this too if I want like a pinker little eyeshadow look. All right, so there's what that looks like with just the bronzer on this eye and nothing on this eye. So again, going kind of right under my brow in this inner crease area. Now I'm going to take the Rare Beauty highlighter in Exhilarate. This is the more champagne one on a Sigma E33. And I'm just going to dust this on the inner part of my lid. Look at how pretty this is on the eyes. Then I'll go back to that E35 and kind of blend around the highlighter. And I'll take the lighter highlighter in Enlighten, and that'll go in the inner corner. And I'm kind of like blending this out quite a bit. I want it to be very diffused looking. And then a little bit under the brow and kind of connecting it to the highlighter that's on my cheekbone. And then I'm going to take more of that bronzer on a Sigma E30 pencil brush. Just run that along my lower lash line. I seriously can't wait till I hit pan on this bronzer. I'm gonna be so excited since I've had it for so dang long. Now I'm gonna take my Haus Labs liner that is in my project pan. I think I just want to like dot this along my lower lash line and I'll lightly smudge it out. So I'm just doing like that much and then taking a Sigma E21 and just kind of smudging that around. And then I'll add a little bit to the outer part of my top lash line. And again, just smudge it around. And then I'm using a little bit more of the bronzer to soften out this black down here. All right, so that's what the eyeliner looks like. I also prefer it without liner too, but I just wanted to get use out of this product today. Alright, so this is the final eye look with the eyeliner on. I love how glowy the eyes look with that highlighter on my eyelids. Like, it's so pretty. I'm gonna go pop on some mascara and lashes, and then we'll finish things up. Alright, here is what the eyes look like all done. I did pop on a little half lash. I'm wearing my brand The Bright Lashes in the style Vivid. I did also add just the tiniest bit of like a brown eyeshadow on top of the lash band just to kind of smooth that out, but that is it. Alright, now let's finish off with the two lip products in my project pan, starting with the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Iconic Nude. And then on top of that, I'm going to pop on the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. I am still loving wearing this lip gloss. I just love it. Okay, I think I did get to every single product in my project pan. The only one I didn't use, like I said, is the NARS foundation because I'm not going to wear two foundations, and this is a little too dark for me right now. But this is kind of the look that I've been doing when I want to use my project pan items. The skin looks like this. The eyes are very simple, but I love using the bronzer and the highlighter on the eyes. I'm still really enjoying using these products in my project pan. Like, I'm not sick of anything yet, so I think that's a good sign. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.